So in software, they call the experience with the computer, what you're doing on the screen with the windows and the mouse and where things are, that's called the user interface or UI. So Apple radically changed the user experience after 2011. So everybody up to 2011 was using an older version of Final Cut Pro that was based on this one user experience. And then they completely changed it to a new Final, and it alienated a ton. People like Apple, the way they announced it, say, we're doing this, we're out with the old new. In a typical Apple style, you don't want that anymore, you want this.
Oh, yeah.
So they're so arrogant. It's like, no, you don't want that, that's better. We're not doing that anymore. So they literally did that. So really irritated. It's pissed off a lot of people that were using this Final Cut Pro. And so Adobe, which is a company that makes Premiere, that one of your sons saw an opportunity. They're like, we're going to make Premiere very much like the old Final Cut. And we're going to get all of those people that are pissed off at Apple over to us.
Oh my God.
And that's Microsoft, is that right?
No, this is Adobe.
Adobe, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Adobe.
Which
Adobe, have you ever heard of Photoshop?
Yeah,
They
but
make
Adobe's
Photoshop.
not affiliated with Microsoft.
No, not at all. They're their own
Okay.
company.
Okay.
So what happened is they alienated their user base, and a big chunk of them went over to Adobe. Saw an opportunity, and they seized on it. And they went to Adobe Premiere. So a lot of the schools have now license agreements with Adobe because Adobe was very aggressive going into the schools saying,
Right.
you know,
What
I'm
you
going to
doing?
sell you licenses for these computers and get. The thing that I don't like about Adobe is it's still based on old thinking. Apple completely remodeled it to modern thinking, and radically, but people are used to like, no, I want to do it this way. You know, so
Comfort.
Yeah, comfort. Exactly.
Greatness.
Not greatness, but comfort. So, to be sure, Final Cut, the new Final Cut has got a huge, got over 2 million user base. There's a lot of people that use it, but for the people that were unhappy, you're never going to get them over to this new way of thinking. So, what Adobe did is they seized the opportunity and they revamped Premiere and they made it much more like the old Final Cut. And so that's why you're seeing Premiere is kind of like a lot of people are using right now. But now we're seeing even more of a shift because what Adobe's doing is they're charging like $60 a month to use their software. That's a subscription. You have to pay $60 a month to use